Sarah Palin finally heard what happened in Japan. And she's demanding that we invade tsunami. I mean, she says these tsunamians will not get away with this. Oh, speaking of dumb, did you,
It's daring humor like that makes Billy a real hit at Hef's diseased grotto. But the feminist group, after much pressure, finally responded to this, saying, listen, supposedly progressive men, cut the crap. Stop degrading women with whom you disagree and or don't like by using female body terms or other gender-associated slurs or gas. Better late than never. Unless you're pregnant, of course. But now's Lisa Bennett just couldn't leave it alone, continuing with, you're trying to take up our time getting us to defend your friend Sarah Palin. If you keep us busy defending her, we have less time to defend women's bodies from the onslaught of reproductive rights attacks and other threats to our freedom, safety, livelihood, etc. Sorry to disturb you. Well, I guess it's too much to expect this agency to man up. They always condemn such crap when a lib is impugned, but when a conservative is the target of misogyny, who cares? Which is why you really can't blame Maher. He thinks he gets a pass from feminists because he always has. And speaking of Maher, perhaps this was his ingenious strategy all along, to expose the hypocrisy of contemporary feminism by periodically heaving vulgarities at Sarah Palin. In effect, he's truly an American hero, revealing to all that the modern left is a two-faced mess. Or he could be just a big jerk. And if you disagree with me, you, sir, are worse than Bill Maher. Guy Turk is a really interesting guy.
Looks a lot like you, though.
Yeah.
Taller.
Yeah. Taller than me? You think?
A little bit.
Much younger.
I think you're slimmer, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I also got a haircut, so that makes me look a little shorter. Skunk, what do you make of Now's response? This, like, we were against it, but leave us alone?
Well, I don't understand the fear. And you know, having learned from being in comedic situations and not being much of a comedian, that when people go beyond their depth of knowledge, the first thing they do is they go after personal insults. And I'm amazed at the amount of vitriol, the absolute, you know, unbelievable anger towards this woman. I don't know her that well, and she seems like a nice person. I don't know whether she should be president or not. I don't have an opinion. But it amazes me that the depth of fear that people have, because they try to insult her, and they come down on her like a ton of bricks all the time. That bothers me, because why are they frightened? That's interesting. That's power. If you're scared, that's your deal. Better to be feared than to be, you know, loved or something.
Gov, do you think Maher actually, he's useful because he exposes the double standard? I like that. I mean, it's like every time he says it, this happens.
I think Now has become increasingly irrelevant over the past several years, and because they cannot defend anyone who is not in their ideological corner. It is not the National Organization for Women. It's the National Organization for the Far Left Female. And that is clearly exposed, not just in this one instance, but time after time after time, when they have an opportunity to stand up for women as human beings, and they only stand up for women when they are left-leaning human beings.
It's a good point, Imogen. Should they change their name to Nowful? That would be Nowful, National Organization of Far Left Women. Nowful.
Well, whatever, really. I can't believe that we're giving this dinosaur airtime. I mean, the way you deal with bullies is to ignore them. You know, I get a whole lot of insults. Sometimes you just have to ignore them on Twitter or whatever else. It is wonderful, and I speak as someone maybe on the opposite side of the political spectrum to say, Palin, how many women there are in American politics today, and we should actually be celebrating that. Great for Palin, great for Michelle, great for... I was on Imus yesterday talking about some great big female conspiracy that got Obama to go to war in Libya, because you have 3 women around him that may have pushed him to war. You know what, great, so many women are in a position of power now. So this guy's a dinosaur.
I love women in a position of power. In fact, I pay $80 to $90 an hour for that. Bill, as a founding member of NOSH, which is the National Organization of Sequential Hermaphrodites, what's your take on this?
Well, I'm kind of on the fence.
Yes.
By definition.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, look, the fact of the matter is now did stand up for her, and she hasn't given them a lot of work with over the past couple of years.
They only did it because they were pressured.
She's not exactly pro now or anything that they stand for.
But they
and it's
pressured.
said as much.
Yeah.
And as far as Mara's concerned, Imogen's right. This guy is addicted to controversy. Anytime somebody has a soundbite that is seemed in any way as awful and play a lot in the media, you can see him bristle because it's not him that they're focusing on. It's somebody else who said something. He absolutely thought about that ahead of time, and he's doing exactly what we want.
I gotta go. Coming up, what's the story with geese? We discuss Governor Huckabee's new book, What's Up with Geese, and their relentless attack on the right. When we return, why do you hate the geese? So what's Sylvester Stallone up to? Oh, about 4'3". I kid, he's gorgeous. Tiny, but gorgeous. Should the tax man give a hoot about your daily commute? Well, the Congressional Budget Office, or CBO, for those in the know, released a mind-blowing report this week recommending that the government tax people based on how many miles they drive. This to help fund highway maintenance. Indeed, CBLO feels that this scam is a, quote, possible option for raising new revenues. Says Democrat Congressman Kent Conrad, great name, quote, do we move to an assessment that is based on how many miles vehicles go so that we capture revenue from those who are going to be using the roads who aren't going to be paying any gas tax with hybrids and electric cars? Now, there's a true government servant. The only thing that could quell my anger now is footage of a baby wallaby sucking its thumb. I think it worked. I feel a lot better.
Gross, actually.
Oh, really?
I didn't like that.
Sucking his thumb.
I'd rather just hop around or do something like that.
Governor, what is right with this idea? Anything?
Not really. I mean, here's the thing. If it were a replacement tax and you got rid of the 18.4% federal tax on all fuel, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But here's what's the irony of this. The federal government has been pushing people to get fuel-efficient cars and saying we need to go electric, we need to go hybrid, we need to get high mileage, so they've raised the CAFE standards in the cars. To what purpose? Well, the gas tax has gone down, and now they can't afford the roads. So they're looking for a way now to hit the drivers with something else. It's just amazing.
Skunk, here's the thing is, the more you drive, the more you pay. Who does this hurt? It hurts the working man who's got to drive long distances to places.
Where's Turk when you need him? Listen, I think it's just a brilliant idea because this means only rich people can drive.
Yeah, there you go.
And since they fly anyway, there won't be anybody on the road except the truckers. And the truckers, of course, will have waivers so they won't have to pay any taxes. And basically, I don't know, it allows the government to create one of these wonderful self-licking ice cream cone agencies. And it's the usual. Government gets the elevator and the American citizen gets the shaft.
A special note to truckers out there. I will be at the rest stop on I-90 later on tonight. I'll be wearing a red hat, and that's it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Bill, you do a lot of personal appearances at truck stops.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, I like to get out there and meet the fans.
Yeah, you don't have any paraphernalia to sign.
No, not at all. And they've never seen Red Eye.
No,
they're driving.
Yeah, they don't even know you're on a TV show.
No, not at all. And I find that's actually a plus.
Yeah, it probably is.
It is.
Hey, Imogen, last word. I bet you're probably for this crap, you socialist.
Well, no, I'm not. It sounds ridiculous. It's very expensive to implement. I'm just extremely envious. 18%. We pay 60% in tax on our fuel. So 60.
Wait, are you trying to say that we're the least taxed nation in the Western world, Imogen? Because that is accurate.
Yeah.
But we're taxed too much. This tax just proves that it's just the government has one purpose, and that is to expand. Whether it succeeds or fails, it just needs more. It wants more, and it will never stop until it swallows all of you up. I'm taking a break, and I get the last word. All right. Do you have a comment on the show? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. And don't forget to see Bill at the truck stop later. Please. To leave a voicemail on my direct line, 212-462-5050. He'll be around by the rest stop. You know, by the bathroom. You know what that is.
Stall, last one to the left.
Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy, a jerk.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by sharks, the type of fish with a full cartilaginous skeleton and highly streamlined body, the earliest of which date from more than 420 million years ago. Thanks, sharks.